Pittsburgh Steelers Sunday Night Football defeated the Jets 37-15. Aaron Rodgers, he had hold on, let me get his completions. Not that it matters, but 24 completions for 276 yards. He had a touchdown early, two interceptions. Russell Wilson, 16 completions, 264 yards, two touchdowns. As usual, I start this game off on defense. This game started off pretty ugly for our defense. We P Queen, we spoke about him earlier, and a myriad of other Steeler defenders could not tackle in space to save their life. And it looked like we've come out slow on defense. Teams have scored on us on first drives often, but this game looked spooky just because Brees Hall looked like he was playing Madden on rookie and we were on Hall of Fame. He was doing anything he wanted in space. Aaron Rodgers early on, he tested our corners. He was quick, quick game, made our corners have to tackle, and they couldn't tackle. And they were driving up and down the field that first half at will. And it was spooky because it didn't look like our offense was going to be able to match that. Um, as the Steelers do, they make in-game adjustments, and you hold Devontae to three catches, 30 yards, and Garrett Wilson had 60 yards and didn't really mean anything. Their best player was Brees Hall. He led them in receiving and led them in rushing with 38 yards. If you tell me at the end of the game that I'll take that. Didn't look good early, but I'll take that if you shut down that outside, which coming into this game, the outside was what everybody was worried about. The outside game was why Vegas flipped the line from 2.5 us to 2.5 them when you get Devontae Adams. So shouts out to Joey Porter Jr. He did what he had to do. Didn't get any penalties called. That's always a good sign. And the defense did what they were supposed to do. You saw the impact of Alex Highsmith being back. He was getting pressure. They got pressure up the middle. Larry Ogunjobi sacking people, suplexing people. Like I like that defense. Once P. Queen settled down and remembered that he can tackle, things just looked a lot better. So it was bad. It was bad. Like, yo, it was like one of the very first plays. He was like stuck in quicksand. I'm like, yo, damn it. But he settled down. He just has to eliminate those. Like, stop having those one or two plays where you make people question the sign. Just play physical. Don't think. Don't think. See
Play
that?
like you want a contract again.
Yeah, because in 3 years you're gonna need one. We only signed you for 3 years, so in 3 years you're gonna need one. See that opposite color on the field, and just hit them with reckless abandonment. Just obliterate them. Pause. So now we get to the offense. Now here's where it was spooky. Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I knew Russ was gonna be rusty, and this is twofold. I didn't think he was gonna be that rusty coming out. They tried to do the quick game, and he was throwing behind guys 5 yards. He was throwing at people's feet, and rightfully so. Pittsburgh was booing. I was booing at home. I know I was booing at home. I was booing my TV. Boo! See, I tweeted, Sierra, come get your man. Come get him off this field now. It didn't look. It didn't look good. Like y'all watched it. It did not look good. It looked like the Russ that everybody was saying Russ was going to be. It was like, damn. I felt bad for Mike Tomlin early on. I'm like, yo, this is going to be interesting if this game plays out that way. Chris Collinsworth sucked bad all night. He's not good. But the one point he did make, yo, let Russ throw the ball. Let him get unrusty. And that first moon ball, I said, oh, okay. Now I'm not gonna come in here and act like that was all George. That wasn't all Russ. That was all George. But the good part is that he allows the receiver to make a play on it. The problem with Justin is like a loaded shotgun and just shooting bullets. Dog, we know you have a strong arm. Sometimes you got to put some finesse in. So that's the difference. Russ was allowing those guys to make plays on the ball, and they did. And then once that happened, and the running game, you saw the difference with the play action and how it looks with somebody who that's their strong suit. And for Justin, he got the deep pass, but it just didn't equate to efficiency. Look, I didn't say that Justin Fields was a Pro Bowler. It was just better than what we had last year.
Words go.
I just I read faces. That's all. But you saw the difference, and that made right. Yeah. Now I can see my man. I'm looking at him. He's But you see the difference, and it worked. You saw the effect. The question coming into it was, all right, is the run game gonna go backwards with Russ being in there because he can't really use his legs? And he used them pretty well, how he had to be a veteran quarterback. Because 77 was out there getting smoked. I'm like y'all with y'all 77. Our 77 was out there getting smoked. And it's becoming an issue because you know who we traded up to get 77? It was the Jets. Do you know who they drafted after we picked 77? Will McDonald, who has like 10 sacks already, who was abusing him all night. It was just a bad look. So Russ did have to use his legs, but he's crafty, used the baseball arm angles to get Pat going. I was shocked. I'm not even gonna sit here and come in here and act like I expected Russ to look like that. And he can look better. Like his arm, maybe that is the Russ, maybe it was nerves. I think the timing will get better with those deep balls because he left a lot of air under them. They were underthrown. George made the plays, but it's the fact that you haven't really seen a quarterback for us move the ball down the field in that fashion. Everything with us was just slow, methodical, time of possession. So it's a good, if that can continue, I'm not coming here to be too high, too low, but if that can continue, I like our chances going forward. If he can continue to be that. If you bring that to the table with our defense, 37 points is a luxury for us. We're only giving up 17. So we just need you to protect the ball. And if you can move the ball down the field in that fashion and not make us so one-dimensional, so, hey, let's just put 11 in the box. We know they can't throw the ball down the field, which was the story for us for the last 4 years. A rookie Chase Young, who isn't shit now, he went on national TV and said, yo, we knew what they were going to be. We saw that game against Baltimore last week. We knew it. And ever since then, teams for the next 3 years, just stack the box. They can't do nothing else. They can't throw it. Just stack the box. Now, if Arthur Smith can call those plays and get guys open, Van Jefferson caught a touchdown. What? Van Jefferson caught a touchdown. Calvin Austin's wide open down the middle of the field for a 36-yard gain. Pat Freiermuth is getting behind the defense. That's what you drafted him for. You drafted him to be that. George Pickens, one of the best contested catchers in the league, can now do what he has to do to be his best self. And Najee is still running hard. Keys, what's up? Talk to me. Najee's running hard.
He got his little good game. He got his little good game.
I mean, he's looking good though. He's looking good. So I like our chances.
He look all right when now that Warren is healthy. That's what makes him play better. Pushing. Now that Jalen is back the last 2 games, now he's playing better.
Now Jalen did look his best that he's looked, but it's still he's not 100%. Right, he's still not 100%, but he did show more burst than he has all season. And that third down completion, that really was what turned the game up because it was 23-15. Anything can happen at that point.
No, what turned the game was Garrett Wilson bum ass dropping that pass. That's what turned the game around.
Yeah. And scoring before half,
Scoring before half. And it should have been tied. I don't like talking about the refs, but that was a horrible call. That was not a leverage.
Which one? Maker. Oh, yeah. That was a bad call.
Because that's a 4-point. They went out and they got a 2-point conversion. So we score at the end of the half. That should be 13-13, not 15-13. Mm-hmm. Now, we came out second half and outscored them 24-0. So, all right, let's wash our hands with it. But you got to be better. That was not – you looked at that replay and said, like, you could change your mind. You can say, all right, we're going to pick this flag up. You can change your mind. But, hey, shout out to special teams. Y'all talked about special teams. Danny Smith, 9 block punts and kicks since 2022. That's amazing. That's coaching, and it changed the game. We blocked the field goal later in that game.
I wonder if our owner makes him a head coach one day. Or it's just us.
It's probably just y'all. Even though my man said Monday he was cut from a different cloth. I just like, a special teams coordinator talking like that after a good one.
I like him a lot, Sko.
Yeah,
I like y'all coaching staff. I like how Tomlin talks too, yo.
Which brings me to Tomlin.
You can't tell Tomlin shit.
Which brings me to Tomlin.
You can't tell Tomlin nothing, boy.
The happiest person in the world right now outside of Sierra is Mike Tomlin. Because, boy, he had to be right. Fox pregame, Jay Glazer comes out and he says, yo, nobody wanted this decision. This was solely Mike Tomlin. And he took that because he's a great guy. He's a great coach. He's a leader of men. So when that decision comes, he didn't shy away from it. I'm going to take that. I'm going to put that blame on my shoulders if it needs to be
well
there.
compensated, Scott.
Yo, what? If that's one of the best Tomlinisms right there. Yeah, that's why I'm well compensated. But when you see that play from
He
the
might as
first
well
quarter,
said all y'all was wrong, and I'm the only
shut
one
the
that was
fuck up,
right.
that was definitely a shot to the coaching staff and the front office. Our coaching staff,
whoever was
and our
leaking
front,
shit. Yeah.
The radio
that was y'all.
shows, they was on him. They hated it.
That was y'all. That was y'all. Somebody told Jay Glazer that Mike Tomlin made this decision they called him a lone ranger, like he was a damn. Yeah, they called him a lone ranger, like he did that. Cool. So when you see Russ like that, you see his reactions on the sideline. NBC, they made sure to show him he was pumped all game. I never seen Mike Tomlin react like that when Renegade played. And Renegade has played in playoff games.
It's like, yo, it's like when you get your kids that favorite toy and you sit back with your tea while they open up the gifts on Christmas and shit with smiling. That's how Tomlin was.
I'm pretty sure the kids who got the PS5 when them bitches wasn't getting sold and your parents got you one of them. Yeah, you sit back. Yeah, I got my kid a PS5 2 months after it came out. What's up? Who's like me? Nobody.
Yo, Skull, one thing about that was befuddling to me is kind of like we know that the Steelers can win games with anybody at quarterback. We've seen that recently in recent years. You don't need the best quarterback with this type of defense, with this type of coaching staff. The toughness in which you guys play in, you guys usually don't beat yourselves. If anything, you guys are the aggressors as far as the turnover battle in a game. Your defense usually makes the plays to turn the momentum or turn the tide of a game. And that's the identity you guys hang your hat on. But a Russ increases your ceiling. And I always talk about this regular season shit don't matter, bro. Like, are y'all and I'm not saying to you because you get it, but like to Steelers fans and like, you know, some of the coaches or whoever, like, what are y'all playing for? Are y'all playing for this, you know, squeak out wins and hope that your defense can come up with sacks, turnovers, block kicks, you know what I mean? Punt returns, whatever. Like, is that the game you want to play, or do you want to play more complimentary? And now, again, you don't need Russ to be a top 10 quarterback. You really don't. You need him to make the open plays and be a veteran and do what veterans do, which is get the ball out, make the right read, make the throws that you need to throw. That you need to make. And what you saw, to your point, Scope, things did stop being slow and methodical. Like, you did see some vertical passing, and you guys were able to come back in a game and then put your pedal to the metal. Like, that's the thing that was missing, putting the pedal to the metal, which helps the defense. You don't think the defense on the sideline, like, oh shit, yeah, and they getting amped. Next thing you know, pick after pick, sack after sack. You know what I mean? People covering now. Devontae Adams can't get the ball. You get what I'm saying? So
yeah, I didn't understand because I got why Russ was in, and this is coming from a guy I've never been a big Russ fan, but over the Raider game, the Cowboy game, it's like, all right, he's not really setting himself apart to make this a non-discussion. And when Tomlin comes out, yo, I want to see what I have for January. He said that. I want to see, because he knew what Justin was giving us, cool. But that can't beat. He knows Lamar Jackson well. He knows who Pat Mahomes is. He knows what he had. If you're going to shock the world, it can't be with what we currently have in number 2. So I got it. I understood it. I come in here often and say, yo, cool, I want to lean on the defense, but goddamn, I want to see a game where I don't have to be clutching my heart for the whole 60 minutes. I'm sure the defense is tired of clutching their heart because they're tired of shit for being on the field for 50 of those 60 minutes. So, yeah, I'm hoping that what you saw kind of, and again, I need the consistency. It's one game. One game. It's one game. But I trust Russ to be more consistent than what Justin did, because Justin clearly showed you what he did against the Chargers. He couldn't replicate that. What he did against the Colts in not garbage time, but in trying to get back into the game time, he can't do that when the score is 0-0. So I believe Russ can. Also, did y'all notice the communication at the line from Russ? That also was different. It's veteran shit, right?
Did you notice the first play of the game? The first offensive snap was a running back screen to Jaylen Warren. Y'all hadn't been running screens like that.
No. Getting big Darnell Washington involved early. Yo, he's a matchup problem. You don't think with Derrick Henry, don't nobody want to tackle him in January? I guarantee you, no corner is going to want to tackle him if he has the ball in his hands, running at whatever's full speed is with him. It don't even have to be fast. Just move. They're not going to want to tackle you. They got him involved early, which got Russ going early.
Arthur Smith was in his bag with that because it just adjusted to it eventually, so it wasn't gaining as many yards.
Yeah. But in the beginning,
open the first three times.
Yeah, the first three, it was good to see. Now the thing is, when you mix in, now everybody else is getting the ball. You spread the ball around to everybody else. Now you can't key in on that, and that's a shock. That's a shock play that'll get you 10 to 15 yards.
You got to defend y'all differently now. And you mentioned play action passes. Russ was 8 for 9, 150 yards on play action passes. And that was the most yards on play action in the Steelers quarterback since 2016. So since Ben, Justin Fields, as far as his dropbacks with play action to non-play action dropbacks was he was actually worse on dropbacks with play action than he was with dropbacks with no play action. He was averaging 5.2 yards per attempt on dropbacks with play action. So thinking dunking off of the play action versus going vertical and getting deep down the field
defeats the purpose, right? Like, why are we play action and to get 5 yards? I think Russ averaged 13.1. Come on, like the numbers speak for himself for one game. And you just hope it continues. I'm not mad at it at all. You get on people when they play bad, when they play good, you gotta lift them up. Beanie Bishop, you played great. You tackled well. Of course, you got the 2 interceptions. The first one was more impressive than the second one because, of course, Garrett Wilson dropped that. And I respect the fact that you wanted to house it. So I like that mentality. Try to house it, but that first one where you read Aaron's eyes. That comes from film study. Y'all seen that he likes to throw that ball up the middle, and he just drifted back and was in the right spot at the right time. And that was the main issue with you, was being in zone in the right places at the right time. So
that first interception was huge for you. Huge for the Steelers to get the ball back and score before half.
Could have got ugly if they scored on that one. Could have got really ugly. So that was a game changer. So salute to Beanie Bishop. Salute to the defense, special teams, offense. I like it, man.
That's why I texted you last night. We on a damn collision course, boy.
Hey, we got the Giants.
Because the offense looking like that, y'all probably Washington not looking too scary now.
It's now
a little different now.
Looking down to the line, but did he hurt his rib? They said he was okay. They said he was okay, right? But
he needs to stop. Like, he was like playing that reckless abandon.
Yeah, he was like, yo, dog, you're not Cam at all. You're a really small human being compared to these defensive guys. You need to slide
like a rag, though. I'm like, you gotta learn how to slide. You gotta That's why I like Lamar, because he'll figure out a way to just fall down.
It's tough to get a clean hit on him, which is why it's so frustrating. Like watching, it's like, oh, you just want to. Maybe if you could just hit him one good time to just make him think twice about spinning and doing all of this shit. You just
keep Minkah away from my quarterback. You hear me?
Nah, I ain't gonna stop. Leave Minkah alone, man. Leave Minkah alone. But yeah, keys to your point. In the last couple years, the matchups have kind of meant something to us, not y'all. The late ones, like y'all have been 14-2, so you're getting the backup quarterback. Going into the 17th, it has a different aura already, because it's this team that I have is not quarterbacked by Mason, and all of those guys. So it's gonna feel different in that show. I can't wait for that show. Things play out the way that show is gonna be some real generational shit that I'm ready for.
I mean, and we talk about outside the show, but they might flex it. That Sunday night football game that week sucks. So
really, who is it?
Jets Colts.
Oh,
you on mute?
Yeah.
So the Jets Colts. And the only reason why, I mean, who wants to give y'all four primetime home games? It's crazy. That's crazy. That's ridiculous.
I'm getting a little up in age. I can't keep doing this shit. Next Monday, yo, stop, please. I love a Sunday 1 o'clock game. I don't even like 4:30 games. I ain't gonna lie to you. 1 o'clock.
We were just saying we like that 1 o'clock. You can get nice and hurt early, and then you got the rest of the day to just recover. 1 o'clock. Like, god damn. Like, usually if we play at 4, I'll watch y'all. I gotta keep an eye on y'all. Gotta keep an eye on the eye. But y'all playing Monday and we played late. It's like, all right. Texans and Green Bay was a good game. But it's like,
yo, ESPN. I'm never getting ESPN Plus to watch a football game, homie.
It's never gonna happen.
Stream me for the win. Like, don't do that to me again. Like, I want to.
Oh, I didn't give y'all the other app. I got you.
I'm not paying $10 a month for that, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah, man. Oh,
there's too many apps. It's Peacock, you got Prime. You got
because I'm gonna have to end up looking at getting NFL tickets. We might need the other app. What's the other
app? Over there. But yeah. Shout. Good win. We move on to the Giants. We'll talk about.